things that everyone else experienced. Now I'm finally a woman. Like, that's not how that works.
But that's not how God works either, because that's like saying God made a mistake. You're
Oh my
calling
God.
it's like calling that's like calling your creator a liar, and even
So
atheists believe in something.
so
So
Brian, how is that a mistake?
because I mean, when you're conceived, that is the biggest miracle in the world, and nobody has
It's
been
not a
able
What
miracle.
to.
if?
It's
Wait,
we
wait,
understand it
wait.
scientifically.
What if? Right?
Science is an organized system of ignorance.
Organized
Okay,
system of ignorance. Oh
you
my
you
god.
Is
didn't
the
you didn't
wait? Is
answer
the
my
Earth? Wait,
question though.
please, please, please. Is the Earth flat?
No.
All right.
Okay, so
How
then
is
it's not an organized system of ignorance.
Well, that's a gimme. I mean, everybody knows the Earth is round. That's a gimme. I mean, you don't
Nope.
have to.
Didn't used to be. Didn't used to be a gimme.
so
Yeah,
how does being born with a gender identity that doesn't socially align with a sex a mistake? How is that a mistake?
because you are supposed to be that in the womb. That's like, dude, if I when I blow a
It's
load
supposed
into
to
a
be what?
Wait, is
when
is
I
God all knowing? Does God know everything?
yes,
Then God knows how you're gonna live out your life, right? God puts you down here and knows that this is what's gonna happen. So why would he judge that if he knows? He knows everything.
but you're bringing it a little too far. It's the point I'm trying to make is if God intended you to be a male and you came out of the womb with a penis and you
God
try to
intended you to live the life that you live.
wait a second, and you try to reverse that and say I want to be a female, I want to be something different. You're calling God a liar and
Okay,
saying that
so
No,
so
this
God
is
knew you
not
were gonna go
what it
through
is.
this. God
so
knew you were gonna go through this.
so do you know what PCOS is?
No.
So it would be a cisgender man who would develop breasts. Okay, if you
Gynecomastia.
yeah if you had this condition, would you get them surgically removed, or would you just keep your breasts?
Oh, I'd get them shit surgically removed ASAP.
But but that's how God made you. So why would you change it?
Why would you change
Because
anything about yourself? Why would you get any surgery ever as any gender? Because God
I
made
got
you that
cats out
way.
to kick
God
you.
made
You have
you
a
to
good
have
day.
that.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry, I didn't mean PCOS. I'm sorry, gynecomastia. My
I was
fault.
confused for a second. I was like, men can have PCOS?
My fault. My fault.
Thank you for the cowboy hat.
I misspoke.
Oh
And
my
thank you so
God.
much to the person who cash apped. I appreciate you guys. Guys, anytime there's a guest up here that you don't like, you are welcome to cash app me at Adora1111. That's 4 1s to get them kicked. Also, if you don't want to use Cash App or Venmo, you are welcome to send a Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel is a lot more expensive. It's $45. Um, but if you just would rather send a Ferris wheel than a Cash App, then you are welcome to do that as well. Thank you so much for the hand hearts. Um, Everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's get it up to 50,000 likes. We got 1,400 people watching. That should be nice and easy. Please share the live as well. A reminder that 5% of all gifts are donated to charity every single week. So all gifts are appreciated. It also helps me pay my bills. So yeah, that's really, really appreciated, all gifts. As well, please also gift my amazing panel. They're fantastic people. They put in the work just as much as I do. Um, that's all I got to say right now. Um, Gonna bring up the next person or get a job. This is my job. This is my job, guys. And if you do want sub-only chat, then get me up to 2,000 viewers. At 2,000 viewers, we go sub-only. How you doing, Call Me Boo?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Your age and pronouns, please.
I am 44, and I guess she?
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
No, I can't. I cannot.
Someone just asked if I
The
live at
reason
home.
the
Yes, I
reason I
live at
came
home.
on the reason I came on was to say, you know what? There's so much hate in the world. Like, I do not understand why you guys are being targeted genetics is genetics. You know, things go wrong. If you were not meant to be here, you wouldn't be here. I don't think that God has anything to do with this. It is all based on genetics, and my kid suffered, and she didn't know where she fit. No, she's not transgender, but she does have a lot of friends that are. I'm not ignorant, but I don't know everything about transgender people, but it's about acceptance, and you guys have just as much at stake like everybody else. Our rights and freedoms should not be limited to men and women. They are for everyone. It does not matter about religion, sex, race, whatever.
Call me
And,
Boo. I appreciate you so much. I agree with everything you're saying, but I am looking for
yeah,
opposition. So I'm going to move on. But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
thank you.
You have a good day.
You too.
Keep tapping that screen, guys. 50,000 is the goal. A reminder, we do not talk about previous guests. And if you are friendly, you are loved. And drive-by friendlies are welcome. A drive-by friendly being someone who comes up, quickly expresses some love in like 30 seconds, and then drops. So yes, I will now be prioritizing subscribers so they get their 30 seconds up here. But yeah, we are looking for opposition primarily. And I'll likely alternate between subscribers and normal requests. How you doing, Steph Marie?
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right? Age and pronouns, please.
I'm 27 and she, her.
Fantastic. Can you prove that I'm not a woman?
No. I just wanted to say that you did good last night on Parker's Live, and I watch you guys every day, and I love all of you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Steph Marie.
Thank you.
I can't
Bye.
hear this person. Maybe it's just me.
Interesting. I heard them perfectly fine.
Couldn't hear them at all. It was really quiet.
No, just
Come on,
nothing.
guys.
It was
Tap that
silent.
screen. There's not enough tapping
That's on
happening.
you then.
Yo,
How you doing, boys band?
I'm good, and you?
Doing all right? Age and pronouns, please.
He, him,
And your age?
19.
Fantastic. What year were you born?
Yes. What?
What year were you born?
Yo, I just want to say you will never be a woman because you
What
can't
year were you born?
give birth.
What
And,
year were you born?
Stop being a fake woman, man.
What year were you born?
That's fucking disgusting.
This is your last chance. What year were you born? Okay, runner.
I don't know who
That's what we call cowardice, guys. When you come up here, you spew your nonsense and then leave without giving anyone a chance to respond. That's cowardice. How you doing, Ty?
Hi, I'm good. I'm not really here to I guess what you called a drive-by good is what you called
Drive-by
it.
friendly, yeah.
Drive-by friendly. I just wanted to yell at some of the people in the comments really quick for getting on you about this being your job. It makes no sense to me that they get mad. They're like, "Oh, why should we pay your bills?" Like, do they want you to work for a corporation that doesn't care about you? Like, if this is your job, you're making money, you're paying your bills. They're like, "Why should we pay your bills?" Okay, why are they paying the bills for the people at Walmart? Why are you paying for bills when you go to a restaurant? Like,
That's how capitalism works.
literally, you're entertaining people, you're doing this, you could literally be doing, this isn't nothing. This can be work. And it's fun if you like it. I completely
It's fun and it's
understand.
work.
It's work. It's literally work, and you are entertaining 1,000 people. You deserve to get paid for it. These people are like, "Oh, make your dreams come true," and then and then they're like, "Not."
And then I do my dream, and they're like, "No, not that dream."
Literally, not that dream.
Your dreams only matter if they support capitalism.
Literally, they can all they literally make no sense, and don't let those trolls get to you. That's all I want.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Ty.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. Taxes, yeah, I still have to pay taxes on everything. Every single gift that is sent my way gets taxed. So TikTok takes a third, Google takes a third, and then the government takes half.
Hello there, friend. You are live.
They're not connected at all on my screen.
No, I saw them. You weren't saying anything, but I saw them.
I did.
Hello, Mel. How you doing?
Hey, man.
All right.
Hey
Thank you.
there, Adora.
How old are you, and what are your pronouns?
I am 32, and it's he, him.
Fantastic.
I just wanted to come on and actually say that I adore you, and I love your lives.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right. Yep.
You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, they did the thing where they did your name, because your name is Adora. Aha.
How much of the gifts that I get per month do I get to keep? It's a pretty small percentage, all said and done, including taxes. It's probably like 15%. It's probably higher than that. It's probably like a quarter. Yeah. Guys, don't worry about me. I'm living quite well off of what I make off TikTok. So thank you, all of you. I'm living quite well. How you doing, Samantha?
Good. How are you? I go by she, her, 29. Beat you to it. Just want to give you a heads up. I don't know if you were in Ari's live at all today. People are getting bananaed off of lives, so just be careful. If people start dropping randomly and your mods aren't doing it, just end your live and restart it, because I had to do it 3 times today.
Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Love ya.
Bye. All right. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Christine.
Hi, Adora. I'm 23, born 2000. I cannot prove you're not a woman. I support you 100%. I just had a quick question. I was on your live yesterday, when you were speaking about HRT and like the 6 months you have to see, like minimum see a psychologist.
Yep.
And then that surgery isn't typical until like you're an adult.
Yeah, it's
just
typical
like,
until to wait until you're an adult, but sometimes the surgeries can be done at 17 for bottom and 16 for top.
got it. Just a quick question. Like, if you did do the surgery and you transitioned when you were that young, do they have like an option? Like, let's say you wanted to like have biological children when you're older, of like doing some sort of like, if like let's say you're born female, if you want to have children, like, can you freeze eggs or?
I know that freezing sperm is a possibility. I don't know how it would be for trans men. I don't know, but I know that for trans women, freezing sperm is possible. And Becca in chat is saying that yes, they can freeze your eggs.
Okay, perfect. No, I just wanted like to question that, just because I know at that age you may not know like if you want to have kids when you're older or not. So just to have that like open.
Yep. All right, is there anything else?
No, that was it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Okay, guys, I do need to get some opposition up here. Appreciate all my friendlies, but I can only have so many in a row. How you doing, small town? Oops, no small town. There's a reason I don't have any more opposition. It's because I convinced everyone.
Yep. Everyone agrees, all 1,000 people.
We've been holding very steady at 1,000. It finally dropped below 1,000.
As soon as you said that, went to $9.99.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Thank you so much, Queen Jasmine, a bajillion month subscriber here. I don't know why it's not saying that, but bajillion month subscriber. Queen Jasmine is my first ever subscriber, guys.
Oh.
Hello, the Hags. How you doing?
The Shagsworth, but yeah.
The Shags. Okay.
I'm 38 male,
Okay.
he, him.
Your background noise is really bad.
Is it bad? Okay, I can
Really bad.
make it stop.
Are you driving?
Yeah.
I am, but I don't need to be driving, so.
All right, I'm gonna have to drop you. I'm sorry.
Is
You have a
it
good day.
bad now?
Yeah.
Blinkers was also out because when you turned on his blinker to pull over, it was really quickly clicking.
Yeah. How you doing? Or not?
You have all people who either drop instantly or are friendly and want to tell you how much they love you. That is the only two options, apparently.
Hello, Smitty. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Smitty Wefferman Jensen.
Can you hear
How
me?
old are you, please? How old are you, and what are your pronouns?
I'm 19, and I guess it's he, him. I'm not really into all that.
And what year were you born?
2004.
2004. Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Well, if I can speak without being spoken over with all the people on the side here, the fact that you're even having this debate on a live kind of proves that. I mean, even the fact that there is
That's silly. That is just ridiculously silly.
Oh, I'm still talking, but I've commented on several of your videos where you have had,
You think I read my comments?
You're a man. There's another one where you're talking about having to get the surgery to be a woman.
Nope, I never said that.
Actually, you did. It's
Nope, never said that.
videos. Okay, whatever. I literally commented on it, but you know.
Congrats on commenting on it. You didn't understand what was being said.
Actually, I did. You pointed at yourself and said, "I am a man."
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I can screen record
No,
it.
I didn't. Go for it. Make a video. Bye.
Oh, I wanted to show him how dumb his argument was. If I ran a live with, "Is this a cup? This is a cup. Prove me wrong." That doesn't mean it's not a cup.
Hi.
The argument's
It's
so
actually a
dumb.
bottle.
Can
How you
hear
doing today?
Good.
How old are you, and what are your pronouns?
I'm 18. She, her.
Fantastic. And what year were you born?
2005.
All right. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
It's like, do you think that you're a woman, or do you go by
I am a woman.
I am a woman?
I am a
Okay.
woman.
So, like, this is just a question. Like, when babies, like, you know, when women are pregnant and they have, like, kids, when we have a gender reveal, like, say some people have gender reveals, does the baby say, like, hey, I'm genderless, or, like, is that how we find out if the baby is a male?
We say
Or-
gender reveal because what we're actually saying is that's exactly how I'm going to raise my child, as a boy or as a girl.
Yeah, and we're assuming based on sex, because the majority of people, their gender is in alignment with their sex, but it is strictly an assumption. And if you go under that idea,
Are you
then you have
using
to
gender
know that
reveals
you're
as a way
wrong.
of saying we're wrong?
I'm just saying, like, when people try to see what their child is, they they go to the doctor and they see, like, if it's a boy or a girl.
No, they see if they're male or female or intersex.
Yeah, and a lot of
I
times
don't-
that's not even right. So
I don't think a baby can be born a man or something, but, like,
Correct.
we
Cannot be
just-
born a man.
but like you're saying, yes, you can see if the baby's born male or female. But if I don't want to get all personal and anything, but, like, does your parents have, like, how can I say this? Like, when they found out if you were born or not, do they have it to see where your area was a P or V?
We can use anatomically correct terms. You
Did
can
you
say
have a
penis and
sex?
vagina.
Yes. Did you have a penis or a vagina? That's like
I had a
me.
penis.
Okay, so when we use the bathroom, what does it say? Like male or female, correct?
No, it says either men's or women's, or it says nothing at all. It just has a picture.
So what bathroom do you go in?
The women's, because I'm a woman.
Is there any other, like, I'm not trying to say actual female, but like, is there another cis women up here?
There are no cis women up here.
Nope.
There's
Oh, because
Would
cis
you
I
like a
was,
women
cis
up
woman up
here,
here?
but
I
I
can.
was born with a vagina.
if you, okay, for example, if you had a child and you cannot
Have a
attend,
child.
okay, you have your child, there's a men's and women's bathroom. There is straight men in the bathroom. There's straight men in that bathroom, but it's the women's bathroom, and it's just a bunch of men that identify as female. Would you let your child
What?
go use that bathroom and you can't attend that child?
Why are you
That,
equating us to predators?
No. I'm just
I'm
Why
asking
gonna
are
a
you?
be.
question. Like,
You
I'm.
can't just say no to that question. I'm asking you, why are you equating us to predators?
yeah,
I'm not. I'm
nobody,
just asking.
no,
Did I say there's a predator in the bathroom? I said
nobody here
That's
is
the
advocating
argument you're going to
for.
make.
Yeah, nobody here is
that's.
advocating for men in the women's bathroom, and it's not a man that is identifying as a female. It's not a
I'm just
trans
trying to
person.
ask without like people coming and arguing at me. It's just a yes or no question. I'm asking
I.
like if
I'm gonna be so real.
there's a bunch of trans men in that female restroom, would you let your child go into that bathroom alone and use the
Sure.
bathroom?
Oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing: is I do see trans women as women. I do not see any issue with them using the same bathroom. Also, on top of that, my kid is so young. I literally will just go to the bathroom with him. I bring him into the woman's bathroom, and I sit in the stall with him and let him do his thing because he's still potty training. And like I don't know, even if he went into the stall alone, I would go into the bathroom. But by the time he's old enough, he'd be going into the men's bathroom, which I'm going to be like 20 times more scared about because I just don't trust men. But I don't think that trans women are men, so I've never had like a weird experience. I've never felt uncomfortable being around a trans woman. It's just cis men.
So you would let
And
your child use that bathroom?
yes, because they're in the bathroom and it's a stall that locks. I have
But
let
like
my
you
child use
gotta
that
realize like
bathroom.
bathrooms have like a 2 foot like wide opening where people can go under that bathroom.
Yeah,
Or
but
there's
also
cracks where
like
people can see that bathroom.
on
So
top
if
of that,
people are like
it's
kind
also
of
like if
uncomfortable, like you can use
I'm
the
gonna be
family one or something.
there's no like bodyguards outside of bathrooms, right? Like there's no one keeping people from going into bathrooms. There never has been. And honestly, if a cis man wanted to just go into there, he would. Like when I was a kid, this is something that I like to bring up. When I was a kid and I had a single father raising me, he came into the woman's bathroom and waited for me outside the stall. And no one questioned him. No one yelled at him. No one was like, "What are you doing in here?" He was just there because like I needed help sometimes because he was a single dad and I didn't really have like a female figure in my life to help me use the bathroom when I was potty training. So it's like it's not this weird thing. It's like it's just the bathroom. No one's looking in the stalls. I don't look in the stalls. I've had trans women in the
How do you
bathroom with
know
me and
people
they
are
don't look
not
in the
looking?
stalls. Like people are just using the bathroom. If
How do
someone
you know
does
like
if someone of any gender does something creepy, call the cops. But if they're just using the bathroom, just let them use the bathroom. I've gone into the men's bathroom as an adult because the women's bathroom line was too long. It's just a bathroom.
because if
Yeah,
I know personally me, if I'm using the bathroom and like say I need to fix something in my shirt, I don't have to go in a stall and do it because I'm comfortable because there's a bunch of women around me. But to say if there was men in that bathroom, I would not do those same things because
Yes,
there's men
men should
in the
not go
bathroom.
into the women's restroom, but trans women should. Thank you.
yeah,
But I feel like if you still have the genital of a male, you should be using the male bathroom.
So your acceptance of trans people is conditional.
Did you go through the surgery of becoming, I don't even
know if you can go through
So,
surgery to become a
so,
woman, but
No, you cannot
so,
go through surgery to become a woman. It's not possible.
real quick, if you had to guess, what would cause somebody to commit SA? Would it be their genitalia or their brain?
um, they would use their private part. But that's like you said, yeah,
It's
you're
not
right.
what
What
the
That's
would
question
their
cause
brain.
was.
somebody to commit SA? Would it be their genitalia or their brain?
You're right. It's kind of both, because they're
It's
not gonna
not.
use
You
their
don't
brain.
think with your
They're
you
not
don't think
using
with
their brain.
you
Yeah, you
don't
don't
think with
think
your
with it, but you still
genitalia.
use it. They're not gonna
That's
use
not
their
what I
brain
asked.
and
I said
SA
what would
somebody. They're
no.
gonna
I said
use their
hi. I said what would cause somebody to commit SA?
them
What body
thinking
part
about doing
specifically
it.
would cause it?
Repeat that.
What body part would cause them to do that?
If we're being like physical here, their genitals will cause them to.
You can't do that because cis women can also abuse people, so it's clearly not the genital issue.
Yeah. So what thoughts do you have with your genitalia?
What? Repeat that.
What thoughts do you have with your genitalia?
Like, what thoughts do your genitalia make for you? Like, what does that
Um,
brain say?
I'm a female. I can give birth. I can have kids. I
So
was born one.
your vagina thinks about these things. Your vagina has these thoughts.
I'm not saying it has a mind of its own.
So then you would agree that these thoughts would be in your brain, correct?
Yeah, but you asked
So
me what is performing the action. Like my
right. So
brain can't
no, I
perform the
didn't.
SA.
I asked you what would cause somebody to commit SA. What would give them this idea that they should do this? And it would not be their genitalia, it would be their brain. And the point here is that a woman, their identity, which is stored in their hypothalamus, in their brain, that is where your gender identity is stored. It's not stored in your genitalia. So for you to say that somebody is a higher risk of SAing somebody based on their genitalia is factually not true. It's strictly in your brain that makes decisions. Your brain is what makes your decisions, not your genitalia. So genitalia has nothing to do with somebody's willingness to commit SA or any crime.
Alicia, I can see through all your arguments.
Okay, I understand where he's coming from.
They.
Who?
There's no he here.
Yeah, I'm looking for the he. I don't
Oh,
see a he.
I understand where they are coming from,
Okay.
but yeah, I was just giving my opinion.
Do you not see how your opinion is harmful?
Yes and no.
Okay. So when you invalidate trans people, that can make us feel alone. It can make us feel unsafe. It can lead to depression. It can trigger dysphoria. It can lead to self-unaliving ideation.
What about
When
other
we
women
feel
that
when we
feel
feel separate from society, when we feel like we can't participate in society because we are shunned, that is direct harm.
But I'm
Can
asking,
I?
like, what about other women that feel unsafe? Are we supposed to just set aside their
What's more
feelings?
important? What's more important? Transgender safety or cisgender comfortability?
I mean, you're right, but it's like, let's be realistic here.
We were being realistic.
Have you ever had a conversation with a trans person about this issue outside of TikTok?
No.
Let me tell you something. You know, when I first came out, all of my trans friends, you know what they told me? Is that if you haven't made the social transition yet, don't go into the women's restroom. And if you don't pass, make sure that you have people there so that they can watch and make sure that nobody is sitting here and hurting you. Oh, well, she got removed.
She ran. Bye.
Was she removed or would she just drop? I didn't get a notification.
Wow.
At least I didn't see the notification.
I'm
The
gonna be so
notification is
real.
always so quick. Like, you can't even read the notification because it's so quick.
Yeah.
Like a big amount of I would say about like 70 to 80% of my IRL friends are trans people, trans women and trans men and non-binary people. And like they all just use the bathrooms they're assigned to, and there's never any issues. It's like these people that hop up in these lives on TikTok, like they talk all this talk, but like literally, like I've never met anyone in person who had an issue using those bathrooms because no one hurt. Like it's not a scary bad thing.
Yeah, and people aren't going to use a bathroom that they're not comfortable in if they don't feel like that they would be safe in that bathroom. For example, I'm agender, so I don't align with either a man or woman. So like technically neither bathroom would be suited for me. So I would just have to pick one. And I wouldn't go into the woman's bathroom because I realize that I present more like a man. So I know that I would be safer in a men's bathroom. And I would make other people more comfortable in a men's bathroom. But like that has nothing to do with like, it's all about safety at the end of the day. Trans people are more concerned about their safety and their well-being than anything, because that is, that is what's most important.
How you doing, Skelly?
Sorry.
Hi.
Do
you want me
I don't
to
know if you've
drop
ever been
down?
up here before, have you?
No.
I see you in my comments all the time. I appreciate you so much, Skelly. You go to bat for us, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
But do you
darling.
want me to drop down?
Yes, I am going to drop you down, but
Okay, no problem.
thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you
I
too.
also wanted to say on the bathroom topic, it's like as someone who's had to use the family restroom because that's usually where the diaper changing table is. There's sometimes like the people are in the bathroom for like 30-40 minutes, like with the door locked. It's a singular stall bathroom, and it's like that's it. Like I'm just sitting there, like I don't know where to change my kid in this public area because like there's no like people just stay in there.
All right, guys, keep tapping that screen. Let's see if we can hit 150,000 likes. Share the live as well, please. I really want to see that number hit 2,000 again, guys, and that means we got to like and share. A reminder that all 5% of all gifts are donated to charity, and the other 95% is donated to me.
Bring up Cody.
Yeah. Yes, Cody is coming up next, guys. Cody has been talking, so be ready. Be ready for Cody.
Ruh-roh, I'm so scared.
I'm too
he can beat
terrified.
us with our own
Cody has
arguments.
literally said that I'm too scared to bring him up.
No,
all right, where
there
are
are
you,
other
Cody?
people here.
There you
Calm
are.
down.
Do I have your permission to do Kyle?
To do Kyle? I don't know what Kyle is. How you doing, Cody? Hello, Cody?
Good argument. Good argument. Oh, he got us good.
Yeah, you with me,
I
Cody?
gotta change my whole viewpoint now.
Cody, if you are looking to have a conversation, you're going to have to start talking. Because right now we cannot hear you. You are connected. You're not muted, but you're not talking.
Hey, Kyle. I hope you're there.
Cody.
Cody, wow, Cody ran.
He's probably yelling at his phone, but something was wrong. He's like, why can't you hear me here?
All right, I'll try to bring him up one more time. Cody, if you're still here, come on back up.
What happened? Why did I move to the bottom?
Because Jane dropped and Jane came back, and now Jane's up above me now. Because Jane wanted to be on top or something, probably.
No, I'm a bottom, so,
All of us up and then come back.
Out of place.
Okay, I don't see Cody. We're gonna look for John Koo.
Okay, guys, I'm a switch. I can be in the middle. That's cool.
How you doing, John Koo?
Hi, I'm fine. What about yourself?
Doing all right. How old are you, and what are your
Nice.
pronouns?
I'm like 28, and I'm just a guy. I don't know him. So
Him?
I-
Okay. Cool.
I have a question.
Yep, go for it.
Like this is I am a woman. Prove me wrong.
Yep.
Can't I say like it's a mental disability? Prove me wrong.
Okay, I'll open up the DSM-5, and that'll prove you wrong.
Because
Being a
if, like,
woman is a mental disability?
no, thinking you are a different gender than you are is.
Yeah, all you had to do is open up the DSM-5, and bam, there's your proof. You're wrong.
Yeah, whoever said that anyone was thinking they're a different gender than they are?
Like everybody is doing, you're changing it.
Okay, what gender are you?
I'm a guy.
So how do we know that you just don't think that you're a different gender than you are? Maybe you're a woman and you just think you're a guy.
Because it's simple. I was born with a genitalia that's with my sex.
Okay.
and the
What if
gender
you were born without a penis? What gender would you be? What if you'd been born without a penis? That happens. Some men are born without penises.
This is what you do all day, every week. You
All
just,
day, every day. Yep.
yeah.
That's why I'm good at it.
Then you're saying like, yeah, there is people who have a different. But do you think you were born in a wrong body? Is this what
Nope,
you?
I do not. I needed to make changes to my body to affirm my gender, but I was not born in the wrong body.
Because like maybe you didn't, but like all the transgenders I spoke, they are saying that they are born in the wrong body. Correct or not?
Yeah, some trans people use that term. Some do,
Gen-
and sometimes I do. I
generally,
won't lie.
Or
Sometimes I
like
say I was born in the wrong body.
then who has the right body?
generally,
Where
hold
did
on,
it
real
go?
quick. Can I
Kyle.
make a clarification here? Generally, when people say that, they're just trying to help you understand what it may feel like if you were trans in a more simplified manner. That doesn't mean that's how we're feeling. We're just trying to help you understand.
It's just, sometimes I try to understand. Like I'm not a bad guy, and you guys deserve the best life. I won't say anything about it. The issue I have is just that first of all, I can't see it, and second of all is, do you maybe agree with me that it's like 2023? It feels like every day new things are just being thought of, being accepted, and if you don't accept it, you're wrong. But the part is, if tomorrow it would be suitable and acceptable and even physically possible to go to the hospital and transform yourself into being a bird, there will be people in this life that tomorrow go there and say like, yeah, I'm a bird. I always felt it my whole life.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
No, that's not a
Those
thing.
people maybe make harm for you because that's why maybe people don't
real quick.
accept you or understand you. But we all know that tomorrow people will go to
Hi.
that place
No.
and
Hello.
say they are a bird.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hey.
So the thing here is, one, you're correct because we don't have access to other people's internal qualitative states, so we don't actually know what people's genders are. The best way that we can know is we can ask. Two, this idea that somehow, everything is going to fall out of order if we sit here and accept people for who they are is absolutely ridiculous.
What was the last part, sorry? What was absolutely ridiculous?
It's absolutely ridiculous to assume that if we just accept everyone for who they are, that society is going to fall apart.
I'm not saying it's falling apart, but like
No, the problem is that you just don't want to accept. You have contempt prior to investigation.
But can't I say the same, the opposite way? Like you are being born, and yeah, you're just not happy with it. Like some people being born and they are ugly, and they feel they are ugly. They're not happy when they look in the mirror, and they can think like, I wish I was, more thin. I wish I had different skin.
Yeah, and a lot of people, that gives a lot of people dysphoria, and then they generally do something about it. If they were not tan enough, they might go out and tan. If they have crooked teeth, they might get braces or Invisaligns. If they have a hair color that they don't like, they might get their hair dyed because it makes them feel more like themselves, who they are.
And that's perfectly fine. And everybody can change the things like you said to being opposite gender, but it doesn't change the fact that you aren't that gender.
Yeah, so again, we're not saying that anybody is sitting here pretending to be a gender they're not. You just don't understand what being trans means. Trans means that your gender identity doesn't align with the sex you were assigned at birth. That does not mean you aren't aware of your gender identity. Everybody here is aware of our gender identity. It just so happens that ours is not in alignment with the sex we were assigned at birth.
You just have a body, and inside that body is a mind. That's who you are. And you can do whatever you want. You can like whatever, like if you like football, tennis, or if you like synchronous swimming, like we shouldn't put we shouldn't put like topics on this is for boys, this is for girls. The same with clothes. Like, you know, you can do whatever you want, you can like whatever you want.
Okay, so do identities exist, John?
It's, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, some people are like calm, some people are, you know, really wild, some people like
So, like, if I were to tell you my occupational identity, would that be true? Right?
like you can think whatever you want.
No, like when I tell you I am a truck driver, right? Is that true?
If you are driving a truck, then yes, you are. But if
Okay,
you are,
that's my
but if you are
occupational.
sitting in the
That's my
bus,
occupation. That's what I do for work. Hold on, that's what I do for work, right?
Mhm.
And so, like, there's a difference between being a truck driver than, let's say, being a IRS mechanic, right? Or a mechanic, right?
Mhm.
So, like, these things are two qualitatively different, but these are identities.
These are what?
These are our occupational identities, right?
Yes, but you can't drive in a bus and say you are a pilot, no matter how much you want it, but you're not a
Are
pilot.
pilots genders?
Okay, no, hold on, right? So let's say you got to know me for 5 years, right? And I did a whole bunch of kind things for you, right? Would it be true to sit here when I would say I am kind? Would that be true that that is a part of my identity, that I am kind?
I mean, it's not an identity. It's just you're either nice or you're not, and the way
It's a personal identity, meaning that this is a facet of who I am, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't apply to everything.
But that's not what I'm saying here, right? So, like, what I'm saying here is that, like, identities, whether they be external or internal, exist independent of another person's perspective on them, right? Me being a truck driver exists independent of you actually seeing me being a truck driver.
I mean, I have to excuse
Me being kind,
Yeah.
me being kind exists independent of you actually seeing me do kind things, right?
I have to
And so the thing
excuse
here
myself
is,
because my English is not my native language, so I feel like I'm a little lost, and also I have to go. I would love to keep this conversation. It's not that I don't want to hear you, but I have to go, and also like I didn't get the part, but mainly because of my other native language. I'm sorry.
Okay, you have a good day.
Same for you guys.
Bye. Okay, thank you so much for the Forever Rosa. Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay.
Izzy is so pretty.
Can I join Antisocial as F? Yes, you may.
spitting
Thank you so
hard
much.
facts.
Antisocial, I'm going to check for subscribers first, and then I will bring you up if there are no others. I think Elijah and Mel wants to co-host, and Corey down here. Okay, cool. How you doing, Corey? How you doing? Yeah.
Hey,
How you doing?
good. How are you?
Doing all right. Age and pronouns, please.
32, she, they.
Fantastic. And can you prove I'm not a woman?
Nope, because I love you, and I just wanted to come up and say I hope you're doing well, and I hope the debate went well last night. And I do have a kind of random question.
Go for it.
Would you ever consider changing your like sex on like your driver's license, your birth certificate, etc.?
Yeah, I tried going through the process. I wasn't ready. I simply wasn't ready.
It's a hell of a process, I've heard.
Yeah. So I stopped. Yep.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense. Well, I hope you're doing well, and I just wanted to come up and say hi.
No problem. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Guys, I have rescinded the whole opposition only rule. The If you are a friendly, you are allowed up for about 30 seconds. Drive-by friendlies. That's what I call you guys. Drive-by friendlies. Come up, say your thing, move on. It is nice to hear some positivity every now and then. So yeah, absolutely.
I had to show Anakin
I
an iPad kid.
I'm not an iPad kid. I'm a passenger princess.
Same. Me fucking too.
Okay,
I
antisocial
have my
next.
iPad time.
Stop.
Hello, antisocial.
What's up?
Nothing much. How old are you, and what are your pronouns? Thank you so much for the sub. 3 months sub here,
21,
guys.
he, him.
KTG. Sorry?
21, he, him.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Yeah, you're born a man, like a boy.
What is a boy?
Sex,
No.
gender.
Yes.
Okay, so you haven't really you can't change your gender.
Correct.
Okay, so
Gender can be fluid, but your gender would be gender fluid.
okay. Do you claim that you're gender fluid, or
I do not.
what do you claim that you are?
I claim that I'm a woman.
But how?
Because I have an internal sense of self, an innate sense of self that says that I am.
And what do you mean by that? Like,
Just that
is that
there's,
just like a thought, or like?
I mean, it's something that lies within the brain. Gender identity develops in the hypothalamus.
Okay. And two, not trying to get off topic, but like, what do you mean by like the process of trying to get your sex or whatever changed on your ID?
Oh, my ID and stuff like that. It's just too much of a process. I'm not ready to do it.
Okay, got you. That was
Yep.
it.
Okay. You have a go.
Me too.
Bye. That was a drive-by op.
So running back, give me 5 more minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna stack the. I only have space for one person. I'm gonna go with Elijah. Sorry, Mel.
I can make room. I can make room. It's okay.
It's completely up to you. You're welcome to hang out.
Hey guys.
Eli!
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey Adora. How are you?
Doing all right.
That's good.
Hi, Bree.
I have no connection on my end.
So
Here
running
comes the
back
biggest
and...
stop. Oh, never. Or, yeah, there we go. Biggest stop right here.
Ugh.
Oh God.
What do you
Me?
want, Mel?
Worse. Oh,
Listen, don't ever apologize for not bringing me up. I sit there and I listen, and if you bring me up for something, great. But if not, I don't think like that. I'm
All
literally
right.
working, so.
Okay, the biggest
How you doing, Zillan?
Xylem.
Xylan. Okay. Your age and your pronouns, please.
22, he who.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
No. I was a dropout friendly.
Oh, fantastic.
So, I just want to congratulate you for your surgery. Like, I know you've been through a lot. So I just want to congratulate you. And then, Nate debates. He needs to hit my inbox. But that's about it.
All right. Well, fantastic. You have a good day. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
A Nate fan.
Oh.
I gotta make merch that says drive-by friendly. Guys, my logo, I commissioned a logo and it is officially complete. So now I just gotta get off my lazy ass and make the merch.
Do it.
Hi, Bree.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can. How old are you, please? And what are your pronouns?
I am 19 and I guess it would be she, her.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Yeah, I just want to ask, like, first of all, just like you personally, so what would you define a woman as? Because if I just want to know.
Someone with an innate, persistent sense of self that says that they're a woman.
But like, do you know what a circular definition is?
Yeah, it's when you use the same word within the definition.
What's the definition of human?
Well, I mean, I don't think that relates to my question, actually. I'm just asking.
It's a circular definition.
But that's you can differentiate between certain things, though. Like, a human is a biological fact. It is like that's your DNA. So I guess I'm just trying to understand what you think a woman is.
You raise an objection. You raise an objection that we can't use circular definitions to define things, when we do use circular definitions to define things.
Okay, well, I don't agree with that, but I guess
We can't just not agree with that. Like, I can pull up the definition right now.
okay. Do you want to tell me what the definition of a human is?
Real quick.
Yep, it is relating to or characteristics of people or human beings.
Okay.
So
Well,
what's the issue with circular definitions exactly, Brie? Because we use them in psychology, and they're completely valid.
I don't think that they're valid because in logical arguments, a circular definition is considered illogical when you take any type of speech class or
So
any
would
type
you
of
say,
class relating to debate.
so would you say the definition of human is circular, by the way? That was adjective, by the way. Noun is a human being, especially a person as distinguished from an animal, in science, an alien. So would you say that
Yeah,
that would be a
so
circular
yeah,
definition?
I do like how you mentioned the science of it too, because the definition of a woman is a biological female.
No.
What? But
So
what
are 2-year-old
definition?
women?
Well, they would be an adult woman, so a female,
Okay.
a
So
girl would
how
be
do?
the
Okay.
adolescent
Fine.
version of a
So
woman.
okay. So you said adult, right? So
Yes.
is woman a reference to someone's sex?
Yes, sex and gender are not separable.
Okay. So then the definition adult human female would be a biological definition, correct?
Yeah, it would definitely be a biological definition. I agree with you.
So how do we go about determining? When someone or a animal in biology has reached adulthood?
I'm not a biology major, but I'm sure that there is genetic
So it would be
testing and
it would be
observation that
when
can be done.
so it would be when they have reached sexual maturity, right? So humans are
I
animals.
probably in
So
most cases,
what do you
yeah.
think? So would you say that a 14-year-old is an adult?
No.
Right. So inevitably, the definition in and of itself is socially constructed. It's largely
I
dependent
think
upon the society.
there are several. I guess I'm just not understanding why you're making the difference. Adult, female, okay. So
Because you're arguing that a necessary condition in order to be a woman is to be a female, right? And so an adult female. So what I'm pointing out to you is that adult is entirely dependent upon the society at large, as opposed to anything biological.
I can understand that part of it, like the age, but I guess my argument is that every cell of your body has DNA in it, in the nucleus, that will tell you whether or not you are male or a female. So I'm confused as to what determines, is it a psychological, do you believe it's a psychological thing that gender and sex can
It's a
be different?
psychosocial.
It's
Gender in of itself is a psychosocial schema, and if to give you a functional understanding of what I mean when I say that is that what gender really is a self-perception in relation to your sex and the body of social facts that surround that self-perception.
so your self-perception equates to reality.
Are there such things as stance-dependent truths?
Can you explain?
So if I were to report to you that I am sad, would that be a fact that I am sad?
Yes, but that is not your identity. You are not
No,
sad as an identity. That's a state.
I am pointing to a stance-dependent truth, right? We're analyzing this, and then I'm going to move on to identity, right? So, is it a so it is a fact that I am, when I say I am sad, I am experiencing sadness, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the thing here is, right? Now we're going to move on to identity. Does identity exist?
I would say so.
Okay, so if I were to sit here and say that I am a truck driver, right? That would be my occupational identity, right?
Sure. I think I know what you're saying.
Okay. So, but being a truck driver is fundamentally different than being a mechanic, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so we have identities and subsections of identity in of itself, right? But these things are ultimately determined by not only by the experiences that we have within occupying said identity, right? So being a mechanic is different because the experience and the actions and the statements that one makes is qualitatively different as opposed to being a truck driver. Right. So when we talk about like internal things, subjective things, right? If I were to report to you that I am kind, right? What information about my personal identity am I sitting here and explaining to you? What information am I giving to you?
That is a trait of like your behavior.
When I say I am, I'm not only speaking on identity, but I'm also speaking on experience.
Okay, well, being kind is circumstantial. Like it can't be a part of your identity. That's a behavior.
I would simply argue that the certain actions that which we take make up our identity, because there's certain experiences that arise out of our actions that we engage in that lend credence to understanding ourselves and about and everyone else around the world, as far as that is concerned, as far as their own personal identity.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think basically you're trying to say that like your identity, your psychological, like your feelings and everything, you would say that is your identity. That is the makeup of your identity.
Yes, and also, and so when we're talking about gender is a tad bit different, right?
Yes,
so
it is.
Gender is a tad bit different in the sense that we already have a schema, right? If we look at the word, we're talking about something like a blueprint or a mapping of the world that we have as far as understanding the world about us and understanding ourselves as well. And so the thing here is what I would simply argue as a matter of ontology, right? What makes someone a gender is the stylized reproduction of acts over time because of that self-perception in relation to your sex and the body of social facts that surround that self-perception.
I under.
Oops, we've lost you.
is in the scientific the scientific part of it is like I understand like you have
We didn't hear
an
what you
idea
said
of
in
who
the
you are
beginning because you cut
Yeah,
out.
you cut out.
rooted in your identity. Wait, I wasn't finished.
Yeah, you cut
But
out. We're trying to get you to
You
start
cut
over so
out.
we
That's
can hear
why
you.
I'm interrupting. You cut out. We couldn't
sorry.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'll just start that sentence over. I understand your point of view and how you have put everything together to create your identity. The reason I disagree is because when you feeling a certain way doesn't change the physical reality of
I
a
don't,
situation.
wait, I don't feel a certain way. I don't feel anything about my gender. I don't feel my gender. Nobody, I think the only person
You
is
don't think you
who
can
feels
feel
their
your
gender
gender?
is Shania Twain.
I guess I didn't understand what you're saying you don't feel your gender.
Yeah, I don't feel my gender. It is a truth that I know about myself. It is self-evident to me.
But a truth that is evident to yourself, you would have to think about that. You would have to have feelings towards those. So you feel, we all have that your
When trans
knowledge
people talk
about
about
yourself comes
feelings,
from your feelings.
respectfully, when trans people talk about feelings, what they're talking about is what gives them gender euphoria as opposed to dysphoria, right? So when I say like I feel like a woman, because it is entirely dependent upon the self, whatever I think a woman is or what a woman ought to do or should do, etc., those things give me euphoria as opposed to dysphoria, right? But here's the real truth of the matter is that I don't feel that I am a woman, right? I just know it to be true. It is self-evident because what I have done is I have matched that internal schema, that blueprint, those actions that I have taken, those behaviors with which I have engaged in, that mapped it out to the world, right? And I have compared and contrasted my own internal schema to other people's.
So your truth or your knowing, as you're saying, is attributed to outward influences. So do you assign like or man and woman like traits? Are those assigned to certain, like, can those be defined, or is it just?
Well, it's one. No, I'm not. It's not societally influenced. Independent of society, I will still have that self perception in relation to my sex, right? But the thing here is what I'm actually saying is that I have an internal mapping, right, in regards to what my gender is, that I have compared and contrasted to other people's external expressions, and I have found that I most closely align with people that would consider themselves to be women as opposed to being a man.
See, I understand that. However, I don't think that every experience, like the experience of women overall, it can't be defined by one single thing. There are so many vast different traits of women, which is why it roots back to biology and the basis that there are two genders based off of the two sexes genetically.
Well, first, I'm not going to invalidate non-binary people, because they do have a gendered experience just like the rest of us do. Whatever reasoning you would put behind why you are a woman, right? Whether that be adult human female or the explanation that I have given you is in of itself a self-perception in relation to your sex, right? Because you recognize because you are an adult, because you're a human, and because you are a female, that is what makes you a woman. That's totally fine and valid, but that's a stance-dependent truth. And that is a self-perception in relation to your sex, right? The reason I recognize that I am a woman is because I have sat here, I have compared my own internal schema, my own self-perception in relation to my sex, not only amongst other people that would consider themselves to be men, but also amongst other people that would consider themselves to be women. And the thing here is that what makes it self-evident to me is that in regards to comparing, these external expressions to their internal, to my internal self-perception, is that it would deem to me that I am more closely aligned as far as my schema is concerned to being a woman as opposed to being a man, right? But even then, that's a self-perception in relation to your sex. Now, there's certain social facts that surround that self-perception, which this is why, I say, these experiences are very vast, and there's not one thing you can definitively point down to. But the thing that I would simply point out to you is that if we're going to go based off of biology, there has never been one person who has given me a necessary condition in order to be a female that there isn't a exception to the condition with which they are saying. So, the thing here is that the only real necessary condition to be a woman is to have that self-perception in relation to your sex that more closely aligns with people that would consider themselves to be women as opposed to being a man or non-binary.
Okay, yeah, I do like how you explained that about how you perceive yourself. I do have a question about what you said though. When you said that there is not a definition that someone can provide that has an exception, what did you mean by that? I wasn't understanding.
So we have an argument that is typically brought up when people want to bring sex into this. So when people sit here and say, in order to be a woman, you have to be female, right? And then we sit
Yes.
here and say, okay, what is the necessary condition in order to be female? Meaning that if you point out XX chromosomes, estrogen, the ability to produce large gametes, vagina, et cetera, we can find exceptions to all of these, right? But we would still consider these people with these exceptions to be women. And so, sitting here and saying that those are necessary conditions means that those people that we would consider to be women, that we would consider to be female, right, are not actually female according to your argument. Now, what typically happens is when I sit here and bring up the exception to the rule, right, people will sit here and move the goalpost. They will bring up another condition that we can find a exception to, right? So when we're talking about necessary conditions, it has to be that there is no exception to this condition, that this is something that you will find in every single female that no male will actually have.
Okay, yeah, I understand where you're coming from because for that point, because there are abnormalities, but
Do you think, real quick question, and then I'll let
Sure.
you finish. Do you think that trans women are saying that they are typical women?
No, I don't think. I think my issue is the difference between gender and sex. So I understand you were saying you say that you are a woman. I understand that doesn't mean that you're saying you're a biological woman, but my argument is that you can't be a woman if you are not a biological woman.
Why?
Because they are completely linked to each other in every way.
Okay, so do we understand what being a parent is?
I didn't finish necessarily what I was saying last. I was trying to understand more.
I'm drawing an analogy. Right? So a parent, I would argue, is someone who typically conceives of the child and rears them into adulthood. Would you agree with that?
I do agree.
Okay, so then my next question would be, are adoptive parents real parents?
Yes.
Okay, so we would inevitably agree that the reason that they are parents is because they have occupied the social reality of rearing that child into adulthood, right?
Yes, I understand, but I'm going to say really quick,
Okay.
that is a role in someone's life. I don't think I understand where your analogy is going, but it doesn't correlate to necessarily to gender. It's not comparable because when I'm talking about a woman and who they are, um, that directly correlates to their genetics. It's
Do
in
you
every
think that
part
trans
of their
women
cell.
do you think that trans women experience brutalization and objectification of our bodies just like cis women or similar to cis women?
I'm sure that is in every part of any gender role or sex or whatever, but I don't think that has to relate with the fact that sex and gender can't be separated.
Well, I am talking about the social aspects of gender, those body of social facts, right? The thing here is that what I would argue is that trans women experience a similar experience, right? Not the same, and please, I'm not saying same, but a similar experience in regards to that, because here's the data in of itself. Trans women are 4 times more likely to be assaulted, whether that be sexually or physically, right? And trans women, as a matter of the objectification portion, if you look at Pornhub statistics, right? Pornhub has basically said that the trans category is the fastest growing category in all of their searches.
Yes, I think I don't disagree with some of the points that you're bringing up. However, I don't think it relates to the argument at hand about where she says, I'm a woman, prove me wrong, because what you said is terrible. Like, no one, regardless of any part of their identity, should be assaulted. I think everyone can agree on that. Like, that's awful. But
Sure. What I'm
I,
arguing is that trans women are experiencing that is because they interact with the world as a woman, and the world interacts with them as a woman. And then on top of that, they have to experience transphobia, which is a totally different topic, but we're just talking about identity here, right? And what
yes.
experiences as a result of identity, right? So, like, I would simply argue as well that there's also other social factors that trans women do have to experience, right?
Sure.
As misogyny in of itself. For me personally, I have been catcalled. I have been basically, like when you go into like a hardware store, right? You go into a hardware store and all the men will sit here and try to help you, right? Because they think you don't know what the hell you're doing, right? I've had to experience that as well. I know Adora can speak on, the misogyny that she has had to experience. And if you want to, you're more than welcome to do so. But like, the thing here is that, trans women, right? We experience the social aspect of being a woman and not the biological aspect of being a woman, right? And so we would agree that these social categories, right, are entirely dependent upon really if you're actually experiencing the social aspects of being a part of that category, as opposed to the biological one. It is typically the truth that people that are parents are, conceive of the child, and it is typically the truth, right, that women are people that were assigned female at birth. But it is not always the case. And the thing here is I don't think biology or the biological root matters in this case. I think what matters more is the social aspects with which we experience.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you've said and everything. I think at the end of the day, though, we are on very different sides of this argument.
You're off the app again.
At the end of the day, there's too many, like, our points are so vastly different. I don't think this is going
Yeah,
to come to a conclusion.
for sure. Bree, I've been quiet most of the time. I want to get a few words in here. What would it cost you to validate trans
Sure.
identities?
It would be to deny everything I know in biology and science, especially what I have learned.
Okay,
as
and
someone
what would that
who's
actually
willing
cost
to
you? Like,
try
what
to
would be the downside of it? Like, how would your life be worse for that?
Personally, if I know the truth and the scientific facts, I, in good faith,
Can I
cannot
bring
say
up
something
Demi?
that is false.
Hang on,
So
I'm
that's
doing
why.
something here. No, so I didn't catch the last bit of that.
Sorry, I don't know if I cut it out. I apologize. Basically, what it would cost me is just knowing that I have learned the facts, and I mean, if you ask any scientist, any biologist, any geneticist,
My question
they
is, how
would
would your
say
life be
that
worse,
gender and sex are
specifically?
not separate. No, I'm still talking, and I'm
You're
saying
not answering my question. You're answering a
I
different
cannot, in
question.
good faith, knowing the facts, I cannot validate
You're not
that.
listening. Like,
I
that
Yeah,
think
answer.
I said
my
what I was
question is, how
actually
would your life
talking.
be
So
worse for validating trans identities?
Your
I would be
connection is
telling a
bad.
lie.
Okay, so so the cost to you would be that you're telling a lie. Okay, that's the cost to you. What is the cost to trans people when
Yes.
you invalidate us?
My personal viewpoint is that I do not think that you can be a woman if you're not biologically a woman, but you are completely free in the United
Okay,
States to express yourself however you
that's not my question.
feel free to.
My question is, what is the cost to trans people when we are invalidated?
But I wouldn't invalidate your existence at all. I think that you have the freedom to do things. That's why I think what you would be saying is that I'm invalidating
You've been
you as a
invalidating us
person.
the entire time.
Yeah, and you're still avoiding the question. She's asking you
Yeah.
what would it cost you to, like, what does it cost trans people when you invalidate them, which you've been doing for the last half hour?
Well, if you're welcoming opposition, you shouldn't be angry at people invalidating your point
Who's
of view.
angry?
Oh, no. I can welcome opposition
I mean,
and be
really?
angry at the same time.
I
Bree, what is the cost to trans people when you invalidate us? The cost to you is that you're lying. The cost to us, what
Yes.
is it? What is the cost to us when you invalidate us?
Okay, I'm gonna try to answer this, but
Okay.
Can
what
you
I'm
answer
trying to
it without
say,
victim blaming? That would be great.
how am I victim blaming? Can you explain?
I think you need to do a lot of self-reflection before you can even legitimately have this conversation, to be quite honest.
I have done self-reflection.
Guys, I really just want a straight answer for this. I want you to
Yeah,
say exactly what you mean, Bree.
Why are you like
What do you
wrapping
think
Okay.
the cost is?
Just answer the question.
I guess I'm confused at what the definition. Invalidating, do you mean disagreeing with the fact that you are a woman? Is
Yes,
that
saying
invalidating?
that trans
Okay.
people's identities are wrong. What is the cost to trans people?
I assume that it would make a person quite upset.
It can trigger dysphoria. Dysphoria can lead to depression. Depression can lead to self-unaliving ideation. Self-unaliving ideation can lead to not being alive anymore.
You see, I know people personally that have I understand the mental problems, and I know people who have tried to commit suicide. I'm not degrading the fact.
Okay.
I'm just
Do not use the
saying,
S word. I just said self-unaliving. Please also say the same.
So, also, I
okay,
want to address something that you're saying, because a minute ago you said that you're free in the United States. You addressed Adora, and you told Adora that
yes.
she's free to express herself the way that she wants to in the United States. Do you really?
Yep.
So that comes from a place of privilege, because that's not true. Adora gets a lot of hate for expressing herself for who she is, so as well as other trans people. And there are also hundreds of anti-trans bills that are trying to be passed, have forced people out of care, have put children in very, very tough situations because of these bills. And so when you say things like that, that's a very privileged view.
Okay, I guess what I meant is on a very like basic like sense of like what I meant is I am not trying to attack your ability to think the way you want to think and express yourself the way you want
What
to
I'm trying to
express.
get you to see the cost of invalidation.
I personally think that as long as someone respects you as a person and like respects you and your rights, I don't have to agree with the fact that you think that you are a woman.
So what you're saying is that the cost of invalidation doesn't matter to you.
No, I think that no one should be negative and harmful and say terrible things towards you. But if invalidation is disagreeing with I am a woman, then at that point, I'm not responsible for that because
No,
disagreement
when you
is going to
invalidate people,
happen.
bullying is being responsible for harm, and invalidating people is bullying.
Bullying and disagreeing are very, very different things.
It depends.
Will you validate if someone asks you to call them a woman? Will you call them a woman?
I will, if you have a certain
Yes or
like
no?
name you go by or certain pronouns, but I will not like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna accept the fact that you are a woman. I will not refer to you as a woman, but I'm gonna
Okay,
refer to
so
you with,
then you are a bully,
no,
and
that's not a
the high
bully. That's not a
self-unaliving
bully.
ideation rate does not matter to you.
No, that does matter, but
But it's less important the fact but the fact that our self-unaliving ideation rate is high and is a result of lack of acceptance. It matters to you less than the fact that you might feel like you're lying. It matters to you less. Why not just lie and validate us? Why not?
Because I don't believe in lying. I believe in telling the truth, and then
Okay,
there's
but when
reality.
sometimes, let's say you are right. Let's say trans identities are not valid. Telling there is no benefit at all to telling trans people that we are not valid. There's none at all. It can literally cost us everything. There is weight behind your words, Bree. Thank you so much for the lemonade.
Oh yeah, I completely understand that, but I have
I don't
expressed my
think you
point of
do,
view.
though. I
always a
really don't
bias
think you do.
Listen. I have expressed my point of view coming from
You
just some
always have
very
a but.
basic
You're not
scientific
listening to what's
facts,
being said. Like, you just
and
keep
I
saying
have
the same
expressed
shit.
them, and I have never once used anything harmful or rude or
Yes, you
mean
have.
because
This whole time.
You know what's funny? I literally spent like I think like 45 minutes here explaining and sitting here and running through the argument as to why trans women are women, talking a little bit about the science, talking a little bit about, the
you mentioned
ontology
science for about
here,
2
and you've
minutes.
had I talked about gender, right? The functional aspect of gender. What it means as a matter of psychology is the self-perception in relation to your sex and the body of social facts that surround your self-perception. And so the thing here is that I have ran through the ontology, the psychology, the sociology
Okay.
of do trans people actually experience. And your objection, right, to why sitting here and saying that trans women are not women is because, well, they're just not female. When we experience damn near we experience things that are so similar that you could not rationally and easily classify us as men. And you've not actually came up with an argument against that. You've just sat here and held to your position and decided to say, well, it is a necessary condition to be female in order to sit here and in order to be a woman. And here's the thing. Why would we classify people that are men that have these similar experiences as women? Why would we classify them as men?
Experience doesn't equal reality. That's the thing. That's not.
Experience is reality. Are you kidding me?
Well, if you
Is it a fact that women experience misogyny?
Can we take a second to not get angry because I don't think it's
No, I'm
productive
angry, Bree.
anymore.
I
No.
think she should get angry. I
No,
think
see,
that's valid.
I'm
Do
very
not tell
angry because
minorities to not be angry.
you've invalidated trans people, you've invalidated intersex people, you have stated flat
And intersex
falsity.
people. I didn't mention intersex people. That's not a
Yeah,
You
point
don't
that we
have
actually came
to.
across.
It's in your language.
it's in your literally in
In
your
my
language
language, you can't
stating
take
that gender is
you
synonymous
can't
with your
take
biology. An intersex person has the biology of both, which means you're taking gender away from them. So yes,
I
you've
got Catch Up to kick.
thank
Damn it.
Thank goodness.
Sorry, Demi and Hot Dog.
no
But thank you to
Adora.
the person who Catch Up. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
again, thank you to the person that cashed out the door. You deserve it all. You are absolutely amazing.
Hey, Demi.
Can you blow me up real quick to close this out anyway for anyone who still thinks that that child was right?
Yeah, no problem. Just a heads up, though, in mid debates, I'm not going to be bringing up. I'm not going to be blowing people up for definitions. We can just read the definitions
Okay, cool.
mid debate. Yep.
Gender. The male sex to the female sex. You would love it if I stopped reading there, but I won't. Especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences. Wait, rather than biological ones? She said earlier that female and woman were the same in every aspect. No. Or a range of one of other identities that do not correspond with the established ideas of male or female. Or grammar. In languages such as Latin, Greek, and Russian and German, each of the classes, typically masculine, feminine, common, or neuter, of nouns and pronouns distinguished by the different inflections that they have and require in words syntactically associated with them. Grammatical gender is only very loosely associated with distinctions of sex. Thanks.
I'm just going to say one thing that she said that was completely false, and then I definitely want you to go back to your debating in opposition, and live to you, of course. So she stated that all biologists state that sex and gender are the same thing. No, and actually, when you're in biology courses, they use sex terms. They talk in sex. They don't use gender terms in high level biology. Maybe in your high school class or probably middle school, they'll do that. But when we're talking high level biology, we completely understand that sex is sex and gender is gender. There may be correlations. There could be correlations even 95% of the time. But that 5% means they're not identical. This is why we have two terms. And specifically, one term references the other term. And then if you actually read the other term, which is my argument, what's the definition of female? Of or denoting the sex that can typically bear young and have large ova. Or sorry, large gametes, i.e. ova. So what is that key word? Denoting and typically. Trans women denote to female. So your actual argument is saying trans women are both women and female if you want to get super technical with it, which is why I use the second definition in the Cambridge Dictionary, which is far more inclusive to all women. Thank you, Adora, for having me. Have a lovely day.
Right. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, guys, we have about 17 minutes left of this live. We're going to try to bring up another op. So in this case, because there's so little time, well, I appreciate all my friendlies. Please unrequest, even drive-by friendlies. However, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. And after this live, I'm going to be doing a 1v all. I just made a new background. That's why I was so distracted half that time. Yeah, we are going to be doing a 1v all after this live. That means this entire stack over here, all ops. Viewership is dropping. Viewership is dropping because I wasn't participating in the conversation, Matt. A lot of people are here for me specifically, and I wasn't here. I wasn't present.
Good luck with that, Adora. That'll get crazy.
We'll see how it goes, because I'm going to be playing video games at the same time. So I'm only going to be partially paying attention while I have 6 people debating me.
While you entertain the op.
Yeah.
You're going to be
all right, guys.
Headache. I already know.
If it becomes too overwhelming, I might drop it to 1v1s. We'll see.
Yeah.
By the way, hi Elijah. I don't know if we've formally met, so I'm saying hi.
Hey Mel. Yeah.
As formal as TikTok gets, I suppose.
Hello, Colin. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. How you doing?
Doing all right. How old are you, and what are your pronouns?
40, old, he, him.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
No, I do have a question, though, just about... So, I've been watching for a while now. We've talked a few times, actually. And from categorizing the opposition, do you find that it's mostly just pure hate, religious beliefs, just uneducated people?
It runs the whole 9 yards. There's definitely religious opposition. There's definitely hateful. There's definitely ignorance. I love getting the ignorant people, because the ignorant people that are willing to learn are the ones that are most likely to hear us out and maybe change their minds.
And do you think any of it now? There was a time where definitions have been changed over time due to new investigations, biology. Like you had Artemis on yesterday and today as well, and I found her definitions and explanations just phenomenal. And do you think some of it has to do with people holding on to old, outdated definitions of words, like woman, for example?
I do. I do have to ask, are you op, Colin?
No, sorry. I just wanted to know whether you think most of the opposition is like I said, pure hate, religion, old definitions.
I would say a lot of it comes from a place of just not liking trans people. I would say a lot of it. Yeah.
And Hot Dog, Mel, Laja, same opinions, you believe?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a lot of misinformation that's floating around. Because I'm a social worker, I do advocacy outside of TikTok, and I hear the same rhetoric in meetings I attend and stuff. So, and the source of it seems to be all the same. Things like Fox News and online, and this person said this, and instead of actually taking the time to educate themselves on what's actually going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
most of the in my experience, I host lives too, and in my experience, it's 50-50. Like sometimes you get people who are willing to learn and take in what's being said, and then you get people who just want to come up and they say slurs and stuff. So.
Okay, good enough.
So, Colin, I'm going to move on because I'm very limited on time, and I do want to have another debate.
Take care. Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Colin.
Reminder, if you are not a friendly, please... I mean, if you are a friendly, please do not request.
Yeah. How you doing, Kayla?
We should start with that.
Hi, I'm fine, and you?
Doing all right? Your age and pronouns, please?
Yes, I'm 29, and her and she.
Fantastic. And can you prove to me that I'm not a woman?
Well, no, I'm not here to prove that. Honestly, I do respect the pronouns and everything. I guess my question was, are we asking, like, are we biologically or socially the same? Because I guess what I'm confused, like, say, for example, I have, like, PCOS and other, like, female-related stuff going on. So I didn't know if we were, like, comparing that to someone who may be, you know, like, trans or anything like that. So I was just trying to, like, see what the topic exactly was.
Yeah, so gender is psychological and social. So yeah, there's a psychological and social aspect to it. Sex is biological.
Okay, I think I may be a little confused by it, but okay, I understand. Okay.
If I understand what you're
Alright.
asking, Adora acknowledges that her experience with womanhood
Yeah.
is not the same as a cisgender woman's.
Guys, I'm extremely limited on time, so I do need op only. But you have a good day,
Alright,
Kayla.
no problem. Okay, alright.
Please, guys, op only. Hello, Jess. How you doing? Jess, your background noise is so bad.
Is this better?
Yes. How old are you, please? And what are your pronouns?
26. He.
26 and what?
She.
She. Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Well, not necessarily. The only thing that I could say is if you were to have like an autopsy done, like let's say something happens to you, it would clearly state that you are a male. So I'm just
No,
like
that's
really
so. I'm
confused.
sorry.
You're
That's not
straw
actually
manning.
true. That's not actually true. They would go for your dental records first, and the dental records wouldn't show what sex Adora was. They would show who Adora was and what her identity was legally.
Right, but DNA states that he's a male, that she's a male.
Right.
We're not
You're
allowed
straw manning again. I've never claimed to not be male.
And one of the things that would come out of dental records is, Adora's legal identity, and also what would come of that is what she did on here on TikTok, and it would be very quick to find. They would be very quick to find out that she was a trans woman. So,
I guess like my take on it is this. Like I personally don't really know much about the trans community. So like maybe you can help me understand.
That's not what I'm here for at the moment. I'm here for this topic specifically. Like, if you have a specific question, go for it. But like that's a big question.
I mean, how like what makes you a woman is what
My innate sense of self.
that's what I don't understand though.
What part of it is it's psychological and social. Gender is. Part of it develops in the hypothalamus between the ages of 3 and 7, and part of it is how you present to society and how you're perceived by society.
Makes sense. I guess that's really the only thing that I was really confused about, right? Because like I said, I don't know much about trans community. I know like my brother is gay, which again, like I have nothing against you guys at all. In fact, like I'm very respectful, but like, yeah, I don't really know much. So I was more so confused as to what would make you more of a woman than me versus me being more of
I'm
a
not
woman.
saying I'm more of a woman than you.
No, and I fully get it. That's what I'm saying. That you're no more of a woman than I am, as opposed to I
Right?
am of you.
are you saying that if you think you're more of a woman than her?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Like nobody claimed that she was more of a woman than you.
No, and I didn't say that either.
How do you measure a level of womanhood?
But that's exactly it. I can't wrap my head around how, like, you were born a male, but you want to be a woman, which is like whatever. I
Not
don't
want.
An identity, not a biology. Well, it comes from a form of biology in the brain, but it's an identity
Okay, so what
for
you're
everybody. Anyone who's a woman.
So what you're saying is like me, for an example. I am more so like I go hunting, I do fishing. So I'm more like manly as opposed to a woman, but I dress like a woman, I act like a woman in a sense.
Right, and none of that makes you any less of a woman.
Right. So like would that be something like you? Like you're more feminine as opposed to male?
No, that's not
No.
what transgender is.
Gender presentation and gender identity are not the same thing.
I think you're looking for a specific definition of womanhood or woman, and you're not going to find it because all of our experiences as women are different. They're individualistic.
Oh, and I can 100% agree with you, right? Not every woman could have a child, and I get that. I mean, I have 5 kiddos myself, and I mean,
You got more energy than me.
they're all under 5. But needless to say, like again, I'm trying not to be rude about it. I just, I guess you could say like, yeah, I can't necessarily prove that you're not a woman. Because, you know, if you feel that you are, Who am I to tell you you're not? But in the same sense, I'm more so, like, I guess you can say, like, I'm asking for, like, how does the brain necessarily work? But you said that you're not willing to kind of touch that subject. So maybe I will find you on a day that you're willing to kind of explain that for me.
I mean, I'm happy to answer questions on the condition that you're an op. I mean, it's too late at this point, but so you might as well ask your questions because I just don't have time to bring up another op.
Yeah, for sure. So you're saying that at the age of like how old were you when you discovered that you were a woman?
4 years old.
Really? And like, how did, like, what, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, what clicked? Like, what made you be like, I'm a woman?
It's the same thing that everyone goes through between the ages of 3 and 7. That's when your gender identity develops, and that's when mine developed. And when I realized what my gender was, I realized that I was a girl.
And at that point, like, did you tell your parents? Was it
No,
something
I
that
was.
you were like,
I unfortunately also learned at the same time that it was very shameful for a boy to do anything feminine or express themselves femininely.
oh, that's heartbreaking, and I truly apologize. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine, because I watched my brother go through very similar, like, he'd play dress up with me and whatever, and people would look down on him for it. So I can, yeah, my heart goes out for you. But obviously I'm not gonna like keep you waiting and whatnot. I just wish you the best of luck, and I was watching your live yesterday in regards to the just like the trans community, and I honestly didn't realize how much you guys are like frowned upon. So I just had to come on and say hello, I guess, and yeah.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
No, it's fine.
Okay. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Okay, guys, it's close enough to the end of this live where I am going to end it now. But just because I'm ending this live doesn't mean that I'm not going to be live. I'm starting a new live right after this.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I need a little bit of time to get it set up. The background is made, but I gotta calculate some other things as well, and launch the video game that I'm going to be playing because I'm going to be distracted while I play.
Take a minute for yourself, because
Yeah, take a
I'm gonna be
breather.
I'm gonna be social worky for a minute. Take a minute for yourself. Get a drink. Hydrate.
I've already gone through 2.5 of these today.
Hydrate some more.
Get your Excedrin ready. I'm gonna need it.
Yep, it's going to be
Thank
no
you for
backup.
bringing me
Me
up,
versus
Adora.
everyone. Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much, guys. You have a good day.
Literally, don't
You too.
ever apologize if you don't bring me up. I
Okay.
don't think like that. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.